Hello everyone, my name is Dimitri and welcome to my channel. I would like to in this video tell you a story, my story about how I grew up very religious and why I left religion. Today I'm what I could be called an atheist, someone that doesn't really believe that a god or many gods to exist. I grew up in the Orthodox Church, but when I was 5 years old, my mom immigrated with my dad to Italy, and I remained in Romania. My grandparents, right at that time, converted to Seventh-day Adventism, and when my parents left to work in Italy, I remained with my grandparents, and I didn't see my mom and dad until I was about 10. Of course, every Saturday I would go to the church. From the age of 6 to 10, it's you go just there because your parents take there. I didn't like it, I didn't want to go, because of course I wanted to play and be outside instead of sitting down and listening to preachers talking. But when I went to Italy, that kind of education really stuck with me. So after the age of 12, 13, I really started reading the Bible. And I would read pretty much every day. I would try to read 3 chapters. I was very, very religious. So far that my parents had problems with me. Of course, as I said, my parents were Orthodox. They were not very happy that I wasn't, obeying their customs. Orthodox Seventh-day Adventists, for example, are fairly strict with what they eat. There are certain foods they absolutely do not eat, and I was doing the same. For example, Orthodox do make the sign of the cross after a lot of different religious events. I refused to do that, even from a very young age. But my parents never forced me to give up my belief, and they kind of just went along with it. When my mom would cook pork, she would also cook another dish with chicken or some other meat, just for me. I forgot to tell you, from the age of 10 to about 21, I lived with them in Italy. Then I returned for a few years back to Romania, and then I went back to working in other countries, and then returned back to Romania 3 years ago. Until pretty much the age of 21 to about the age of 26, I think 27, went to the church, to the Seventh-day Adventist church, and I was there about to take a decision, No one really forced me. No one really, oh, Dimitri should get baptized. No one really asked me really that. But I felt like I had to do it. And I just postponed it, because I never felt like I was ready, like I never felt I was, like if you get baptized, you are going to have a communion with God. You marry God to a certain way. It's something a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more serious. And I felt like I wasn't really good enough. I would sin too much. I would not be, I would still, even after reading all of the Bible, I still have impure thoughts. I wasn't really as good as I wanted it to be. But eventually I was like, if I'm not, I need to make this step. This is what has to happen. People aren't perfect and still get baptized, and I think that's what God wants. But before that, I had some of the things that I wasn't really sure about. I go to school, I always liked science very much, and you would go to church and you hear, oh, you know what, the earth is 6,000 years old. You shut up, and like, probably not really. The dinosaurs are here because the devil put them. Yeah, not really. But, I believe in the good stuff. God is there, God is for you, you're His children, His creation. And maybe the Bible, that it's not really interested in the scientific and proper history, is just a book that teaches us how to live. And I believe that. But before I wanted to get baptized, I really, let me see into the stuff that I'm not sure about. Well, the more I studied, the less convinced I was that this is the right thing. First of all, I had a problem with the faith itself, the Seventh-day Adventist, which they claimed they had a prophet, a female prophet, Ellen White, and all of the teachings that she had. Well, a lot of those books have been proved to be fabrications. Every book is a fabrication, but literally she copied a lot of other texts and claimed it was hers. There's a lot of stuff that is not really what you'd say a saint would do. But that wasn't really, that's a person, she wrote the book, that is not the Bible. I had a problem with that, but it wasn't something that I felt, because I always felt like the church was really respecting the Bible. And at the end of the day, that's what it was all about. What really took me off was, about the Bible. You go to every church and they say, well, we are the truth because we really listen to the Bible. We are the ones that truly believe in it, that really listen to the Word of God. And I believe that, even if I read the Bible, somehow religion and when you really get into something, your brain has a really interesting way of just literally like blocking off stuff that doesn't really fit with your view. There is a lot of stuff in the Bible, in the Old Testament, which is not really nice, not a good indication that God is wonderful, that God is loving. Quite the opposite, actually. But even when I read that, it was very interesting. It's like that never really, like, somehow it just doesn't connect. Somehow I was like, it never occurred to me. It's very weird. But once I started to like really see those things, it's like, a veil is open and you really see the book and read the book in a different way. But the bigger issue, it was about the Bible, the validity of it. The Bible is this and it has never been changed. This is the true Word of God. And of course, you read a bit, there's enough YouTube channels that show that, in which Bible really has been selected and, it's a product of humans. The Bible didn't exist as is a few hundred years ago, let alone 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. The Bible is a book that has been edited and changed, and things have been added and things have been removed. So how can that be the Word of God? And I'm gonna have some Muslim here. Oh no, but the Quran is not. Quran is the same. A little bit less worse, but still the same. The validity that has never been changed is bullshit. On every of those books. And that kind of really removed everything, because if the foundational book is proof of human creation, and then you read about the fallacies in it, just literally the wrong stuff, the wrong predictions, the scientific views that were of the time, which it's like, okay, but if God written them, shouldn't he know, what is really a good scientific view, really good science? But no, it's a book written by people, for people, with sometimes better or worse intentions. And that really just, because when I was in that phase of, I'm not sure that this kind of part of religion is the good one, I would go to other churches. I even, started talking with Muslims. I had a few Muslim friends and I really started to look into it to see if that is better. But the thing is, when you learn that the foundational books are human creation, it doesn't make any sense then. All of the truth that is claimed, it's not. It's just another book written by people for many different reasons. And that kind of removed the whole thing for me, and this is how I left religion. Now, I think this is the boring part. This is not the very interesting stuff. It's when you leave religion, because I have to say I was scared shitless. And I had a period of very heavy depression. It was not easy at all. And this wasn't easy because the church made it difficult. I don't think, as much, I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, but I really don't have much bad stuff to talk about the Bible. Unless, you hear the usual stuff. It's like, we don't like gays. God doesn't love gays. Most everyone is going to burn in hell. The world is 6,000 years old. And a lot of the other stuff that pretty much every religion claims for itself. But as a institution itself, wonderful people. I grew up with them. I love those people. I liked what the institution was. I don't think it's bad to go one day to just relax, decompress, pray, meditate, and in a way be at peace with yourself. I think that is great and something that we have lost. I do think in many ways that we have thrown the baby with the baby with the bathwater in terms of church. And this is why I think a lot of people in the church are not really sure, especially the young people. They had their own doubts, but in many ways they were there because it's the people that they know, it's the people that they love. They do actually like being there in the first place. And this is why they're in. Because of, in a way, other things that is not just religion. The church provides a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of having a group of people that are there for you. It was in many ways a very positive experience. When I would travel to another country in which I didn't know anyone, I would just have to go on a Saturday to the church And by that afternoon, I would have people of my own age that would ask me to hang out with them. Immediately, you have a group of people, a support group, very quickly. It was really easy to make friends. It was really easy to go in another country and know that within a week you would have met quite a lot of people. And if they see that you are a good person, they will try to help you, and there was a very strong support structure. I think that people are really attached to that, and for good reason. I'm not saying that is stupid. Matter of fact, I think that is something that we should find another way to implement other than just religion. But when I left, there was problems. You know, you go to church, you think, okay, life is short. We all know that. You know, it's just a matter of time before we are all gonna die. In about 60, 70 years, none of the people that, me included, or the people that probably, you know, who knows, but let's say most of the people that watches this video, me included, we're probably not gonna be here. But, you know, if you go to church, it's like, no problem, you know, if you're a good person, you're going to go to heaven. Or whatever, nirvana, or whatever we're going to find, you know. Hey, you know, your child died of young age, don't worry. He's a child, God is going to take him, he's just there in the paradise waiting for you. You know, I have, my grandpa is dead, and I miss him a lot, and I had the conviction, you know, yeah, my grandpa, I can't wait to meet him. He was a very good man, and I was sure that, you know, I would meet my grandpa. All of a sudden, that ticket disappeared. It wasn't there. Life became, you know, there is a lot of things that are quite true, in which you can end up being a nihilist, in which nothing really makes sense. What's the point of even being if there is no reason for being? And I do have to admit, I had probably, I'd say a year or two, probably close to 2 years of really deep depression and sadness, because I just didn't know what to make of it. I'm now in a very good place, better than I've ever been. If you think that world is going to end if you leave religion, and you know you're going to become an immoral, horrible human, and you know just you are waiting to die, I don't think that is true. That is not true for me, and that is not true for a lot of people that left religion. But you kind of, all of us have to go through that, in a way, mental turmoil, because in a way the rug is pulled under your feet. All of the things that you believed were true and, you know, eternal kind of disappear. So you have to rebuild the foundation of your own being, and it's not easy. I think it's something that everyone has to do it in their own way, but at the end of the day, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I will make another video in which I explain how did I got out of it, what helped me, but this is shortly my experience. It's, you know, you go out of the church, discover things are not really as they are, you kind of, you know, open your eyes a little bit, and that is a little bit of a slap in the face. It's difficult. This is why, for example, personally, I've never been to the people that went to my church and say, you know what, this is what I found out. Because I think it's something that one has to go through by himself, in a way. It's a road that you have to travel by yourself. Because I don't think then it's in many ways good. You know, you can show that to people, but as long as it's not something that they really feel, it's not something that they really want to do, it's not something that they really go through, I don't think it's something that can be good, or in many ways end up through something good. I think, you know, pain is a little bit, it's part of the medication. That kind of suffering, in many ways, I think it's something that is, I would say, probably even good, and that it does, in my opinion, make you discover a better way of living. So thank you very much. Comment in the comment section, ask me questions. I'm really interested to hear what your story, what you have to say about this. And I wish you all a fantastic day. I will make a video if there's people requesting it about how did I got out of this, and what my views are now, and what do I think about some of the things that as atheists we do right and we do wrong. I do think that there is a lot of stuff that, in my opinion, it's badly done, especially in communication with people that are of faith. So thank you very much and wish you all a fantastic day.